Previously on Hive. Alex's hands came for Sheila but were blocked when Lonnie stepped in, pushing him away with a powerful shove. "If you want to use it, then help me. I'll get the boat ready," Lonnie stated. Chapter 6. The boat. Before departing, the group nourished their bodies by eating a stew primarily made with potatoes, and a broth that tasted more like water than any meat-based flavor. "They're taking a long time. We should depart as soon as possible to achieve our goal," David said. Alex agreed but remained silent. He did not want to jeopardize his prospect with petty complaints. The prod from David made his mind wander to antagonistic possibilities of getting quicker access to communication. He considered sneaking back into Sheila's base as soon as Takeo, Sheila, and Lonnie departed from their mysterious meeting. Alex guessed that Takeo was being interrogated on all aspects of the collective, making him tense at the possibility that Takeo had forgotten his lie about holding the title of officer. "They're probably picking matching outfits," Reese suggested. "If they ask you anything about the collective, make sure that you both keep your mouth shut," Alex said. "What about morsels of information that we can grant in case they begin the torture process?" "My answer is the same. Maybe we could cultivate a false story together." "Great idea," Reese said. "Let's start with how my real name is Alexander King." Alex let out a tense breath. As tedious as it was, he decided it would be beneficial to consider the possibility that they may all be prodded for information. "If you ever get captured, focus on questions about yourself. Never give anybody else up. Whoever captures you will make sure that you're miserable. They will do their worst to hurt you, but they'll keep you alive long enough for somebody or something willing to save you." "Get in the boat," Lonnie suddenly requested. He was flanked by a duo Alex was reluctant to share the battlefield with, an elderly man alongside a young girl blooming into adolescence. Takeo followed closely behind. "This is Andy and Gianna. They're joining us," Lonnie explained. "Why?" Alex asked. "They did some bad things, same reason why Reese is coming," Lonnie said. "They're not up to the standards of a soldier," Alex quietly suggested. "We're fighting Amishmen. Gianna could take 10 of them herself," Lonnie said. "We didn't expect the Hive to attack when we searched for the hub. We should consider the best defensive strategy," David said in support of Alex. "Let's leave you here then," Reese proposed. "The Amish are weak, they will be easily crushed," Takeo insisted. With a wave of Lonnie's hand, the door to the boat opened. The red-carpeted floor within was untouched by the withering decay that spread its hands throughout the outside world. It was made visible through the bright lights on the inside roof. Despite the blackened windows on the exterior, the calm waters were clearly visible from the inside. Underneath the front window, a dashboard awakened, sharing statistics. The steering wheel was within the front center with 2 red buttons to the sides. Along the entire cabin was a silver holding bar. Chairs were placed at the wheel, facing the back, and 2 at the side, all of which had joysticks for turrets. Lonnie took steering. Takeo occupied the rear, Gianna found herself seated on the left, and David the right, leaving Reese, Andy, and Alex to grip the holding bar. "Do you know how to operate a gunner?" Alex asked Gianna. "It's straightforward." Alex instantly knew she was lying. "The gun is connected to your thoughts. If you panic, so will your weapon." Gianna nodded, but her demeanor remained timid, a character that was easy to manipulate. "I can take over," Alex offered. "Lonnie is watching. I have to do my best." "Do you trust him?" Alex whispered. Yeah." "Why?" "He brings us food and stuff we need all the time." "Why is that enough?" "Because it is." Alex backed away, knowing that he was wasting his time on the immature girl not yet equipped with a critical mind. "You should try the upper deck. Play lookout," Lonnie shouted. Alex turned to move away but stopped when he realized that they had not addressed David's worries of moving into battle without precaution. "Once we encounter the Amish, push for surrender," Alex stated to the whole group as he stepped upwards. "Forget about that. Kill them all," Lonnie countered. Alex heard the words only when he had reached the top deck with Andy. Both men placed their hands on the bar, which pulled them both with a tight electronic grip, ensuring their safety. The boat began to move, making it too late for Alex to acknowledge Lonnie's disrespect. Alex took the opportunity and turned to Andy, asking the same questions that he had asked Gianna. "Of course I trust him. Why are you asking? Planning a coup?" Andy questioned, laughing at his lackluster cleverness. "I'm making sure that I won't be betrayed in battle. Lonnie is the best goddamn fighter in our group. I've seen it myself. Sometimes he gets into trouble with his reckless behavior, but hey, He was born into leadership. I guess that means he deserves his place, wouldn't you say? Alex took a break from speaking to figure out the subtext of Andy's words. Being so close to Lonnie meant that unfiltered thoughts would not be shared, but Andy's comment about recklessness made Alex believe that his words harbored an agenda. Nah. In the collective, we earn our place the way it should be. Some libertarians would love that, myself included, can you? Believe that even I have supporters who think I would be a good fit as leader. Me, of all people. Tell me, if there was an election between the family who has ruled for decades or a man who knows what it's like to be born without anything, who would you pick? Myself. Andy projected a smile which revealed his lack of teeth. If you're with us for long, it's a question you'll have to answer. I won't be, not for long. Let you in on a secret, people born at the top. They think that good guys like us aren't worth keeping promises to. I saw evidence of what I want. Are you sure that it's not half a story? My men and I will not play into your libertarian politics. You already are? What you're doing would be treason in Zone 6. I want you on the winning side. Alex remained silent. Within the collective, rebelling against the leader of one's company was an instant report, but they were not in Zone 6. He was free to choose his own code. As hours passed, night quickly descended. Their pace remained smooth until the vehicle stopped, followed by the immediate shutdown of the searchlight. Alex, Andy, Gianna desperately called, waving them inside. When they entered, Alex found that the internal cabin was draped in darkness. The lights from the dashboards turned to black state. This is my favorite part, Lonnie revealed. Alex turned his head to the front where he saw that 3 small boats inched ahead. The Amish. Which one has the EMP? Alex asked. How should I know? They all look the same, Lonnie said. The top of each boat had a chimney, a strange choice for the Amish, and wooden boxes within the back that shared the cargo that had been hauled to Riverside. No defenders were visible within the vessels. What's the mass of the EMP? David wondered. Big, Reese answered. Look closer at the left shipment. It was the only boat that held priority of large crates over smaller material. Let's destroy the other 2, Takeo proposed. I'm all for it, Lonnie said. Recklessness is not the way to do things, people, Andy said. What about my opinion? Reese asked. You can do what you want, I'm fighting, Lonnie decided. It has to happen, Takeo acknowledged. One foul shot can destroy the EMP, David informed. Then we'll intimidate, look at our boat. Swords and bows are nothing against it. Fine, but if anything goes wrong, have my back, Lonnie demanded. The boat moved onward upon the silent ocean, moving close enough for Lonnie to speak. Amishmen, surrender and you will not be harmed, Lonnie shouted into the dashboard. The message was amplified by speakers that projected through the exterior. No answer, Takeo said. No shit, Reese retorted. Surrender and you won't be harmed. If you don't, then you will all die, Alex offered. A white shirt popped from the front of the Amishman's vessel, acting as a beacon that battle would be avoided. Show yourself, Lonnie exclaimed. The shadow of a man emerged. A knock came from the upper deck of the Libertarian vessel. Alex called forth the presence of his helmet. Takeo, let's go, Alex said. I need you on gunner, Andy is free, Lonnie interrupted. Happy to help in whatever way I can, Andy informed. Deciding he did not have time to argue, Alex turned to the upper deck, followed by Andy, who had a rifle of the old world in hand. Takeo arrived seconds later. You're not staying? Alex asked. Takeo shook his head. Alex pushed the door open, then sensing a threat of an attack, withdrew back into the cabin. His correct hypothesis yielded a swordsman who slashed downward at Alex's foot, missing it by a few inches. Alex's weapon sliced through the enemy's body and he fell backwards into death. Takeo rushed to the upper deck. Get ready, Lonnie said. Oh my fucking God, Gianna squealed. Alex followed Takeo to the unknown dangers of the surface. Takeo was crouched at the back deck. His back was pressed against the right side of the blockade that separated the deck and the cabin. Alex was thankful for Takeo's swiftness and grateful that they were on one another's teams instead of facing against each other in the battlefield. Alex took the left side and peeked around the corner, spotting legs surging towards him. Alex sent a laser to his feet, but the man jumped, managing to avoid the attack. He retaliated by slashing his sword. Alex pivoted backwards. The swordsman swiftly swung for Alex's neck, missing only because Alex was able to burn a hole through his chest, ending the attack. His body stumbled backwards and fell into the water below. These aren't Amish, they have guns, Andy exclaimed as he looked over the edge. Takeo dashed towards Andy and gripped his neck, attempting to pull him back. Get back, Takeo yelled. Let me G. As soon as Takeo let go, a grappling hook punctured its way through Andy's head, clawing from the front to the back of his cranium, claiming his body and his life. Alex carefully leaned over the edge to get a proper view of the occurrence. Andy was correct. Their enemy was not Amish. They used technology to climb forth onto the boat by moving upwards through the use of glowing blue gloves. Andy's body fell freely into the sea while the grappling hook returned to its owner. Alex took a sweeping shot below, killing 2 more men. From the Libertarian vessel came a continued patter of lead bullets, splintering the Amishman's center boat. People on board were screaming as others attempted to escape by jumping offboard into the sea. A grappling claw penetrated its way onto the deck. Its user soared through the air before Alex could sever the connection. The enemy's second grappling hook was aiming for the front deck, pulling him forward before Alex could make a direct hit. Takeo threw a grenade into the inner cabin. What are you doing? A puff of gray smoke wafted from Takeo's explosive, sending the others outside. The only ones who remained inside the boat were Gianna and Lonnie. What the hell? Reese complained. The clouds billowed outward from the cabin, dancing in the open air. Alex took David to the left side, and Takeo led the right assault with Reese. They faked a surrender. They don't deserve mercy, Takeo proclaimed as he released a bullet from his shotgun. Alex jumped to the top of the cabin, aided by David, who pushed his feet upwards. The vantage point gave him a proper understanding of the predicament. A group of antagonists swam towards them. The duo of remaining boats attempted escape. A pair of arms began to climb up the left side of the boat and had almost reached the surface. Alex prepared for an attack when the vessel suddenly launched forward, the surprise knocking him back below, his rifle flying from his hand. Shield-wielding enemies clashed directly into Takeo. The first delivered a direct stunting blow to Takeo. Reese retaliated by using his rifle as a blunt object and smashed it against the enemy's skull until they begged for mercy. As the second shield-wielder attempted to rise, Alex withdrew his revolver. Stop! He rejected his offer and crafted a purple shield around him. Alex followed through with his threat. The first 2 bullets splintered the shield, the third shattered it, the fourth penetrated the enemy, killing him instantly. The first shield wielder begged for his life. Without prompting, Takeo activated his machete and separated the pleader's head from his body. The boat picked up speed, chasing the vessel that contained the smaller cargo, and not the hypothesized EMP. Stop him, Alex instructed to no one in particular as he journeyed along the boat's edge for observation. Once he made it to the front end, Alex was startled when he found a man at the front on his knees. His breathing was heavy. His eyes were closed. Alex released his pistol, but nothing came from the empty chamber. Shit. The man woke. When he attempted to stand, a desperate gurgle came from his mouth. His arm raised in preparation of a grappling attack, which Alex denied by tackling his body to the ground. The man writhed in a lackluster struggle. He's a potential hostage, David reminded them. And if we kill them all, it is unknown what repercussions it will yield. Alex's eyes turned to the man who was pinned to the ground. His head slammed against the wooden floor. Still no words of protest or pleas for forgiveness being spoken. What faction are you from? David began to speak for him. Wait, he's... Before David could finish, the boat took another sudden increase in speed. The group was sent backwards, all 4 of their bodies slamming against the upper deck. The man used his grappling hook, sent it forth against the metal railing, and set himself free by vaulting into the ocean. The drifters within the water were crushed. No, David pleaded as Lonnie was seemingly set on a direct course to smash into the vessel ahead. He's going to kill us, Takeo screamed. Alex considered jumping into the water as an alternative to Lonnie having control over his fate. To Alex's relief, the boat slowed. The group killed the few men who were on it with ease. It's all clear, Takeo shouted as the quartet jumped onto the final boat. Takeo withdrew his machete, carefully using it to peel off a part of a box. It's the EMP, David exclaimed. Alex looked to the object with awe. Its internal organs were shown, an intricate web of wires crossing into one another, and long, clear circular tubes which extended vertically. At the top was a great antenna. It's not complete, it's missing its crystal, it can't be used, David revealed. They probably knew about this, Reese said. Let's get going, Lonnie called as he emerged from the cabin. These parts are valuable, David revealed. Surrender. A chorus of voices called from the water below. Alex investigated the source. The blinking lights of sticky bombs had been attached to the boat. Stoic bodies bobbed within the water. Surrender, they called again. The bodies shared a blank expression. They voiced their demands at the exact same time. The Hive had returned. What do we do? Gianna panicked. The Hive's sudden emergence of forces tripled the alliance. They slowly clambered onto the boat. Drop your weapons, Alex instructed. What? We can't. It will take us, Takeo argued. I'm going to negotiate. With the exception of Lonnie and Takeo, the group gave up their weapons. Lonnie attempted to retaliate, but his hope was ended when he was subdued by a Hive which came from behind, knocking him unconscious. Why attack Amishman? The Hive asked. Alex stood frozen in terror, not yet ready to die. We wanted to get the EMP. Your origin is of the collective, the bodies replied. The fact that the Hive knew where his true loyalty lay filled Alex with fear. The answer was obvious when he glanced down at his uniform. We're not here for a collective mission. If it's a body you want, take mine, but let the rest of my men go. I am interested. Potential, you have it. The marks of succession. Alex's hatred for the Hive burned. He had watched the entity that stood before him slaughter without mercy. It was the reason for man's downfall. Its mocking tone pushed Alex further towards rage. He wanted nothing more than to permanently end its words. You have questions. I have answers. Join me. If you don't, you die. I will not take your body. Alex saw the offer as an opportunity. He had been given the chance to watch the inner workings of the Hive. It would be best to infiltrate, escape when necessary, and bring the information to the remaining collective, using it to end the Hive's uprising. His only other option was death. Why keep us as loyalists? The bodies remained blank. Potential for you, I will see the rest, the bodies replied. We'll join, we are now loyal to your will. Alex lied.